Largest governments and institutions in the world keep their top secrets hidden away from prying eyes. Today we're going to take a look behind those closed doors as we explore 15 of the most top secret places on Earth. Number 15. The Coca-Cola Vault. Alright, let's kick off this list with something sweet yet surprising. Coca-Cola is not only one of the biggest corporations in history, but it's also one of the most highly coveted formulas in the world. But the secret formula isn't kept in a password-protected encrypted file on a computer somewhere, or in someone's journal that never leaves their sight. Instead, the first step to uncovering the formula for the soda pop is inside a vault, a comically large vault. The vault can be found in Atlanta, Georgia, with a massive and thick steel door. If you manage to get clearance to the vault, you'll find metal bars. If you can get past those, you'll see a small metal box. And if you can get the key to the box, there you won't find the formula, but a map to the formula. The entire operation is absolutely insane, with so many moving parts you'd think you'd landed yourself in the next National Treasure movie. The Coca-Cola Vault is under 24-hour surveillance, protected by armed guards, and the only way into the vault itself is via the keypad and hand scanner. The recipe for Coca-Cola is one of the best kept and closely guarded secrets of all time. Number 14. Chapel of the Tablet. The Church of Our Lady of Mary of Zion is open to the public for both worshippers and travelers alike. At first glance, it doesn't seem like much, but if you delve a little deeper, you'll find that it holds one of the most coveted artifacts in human history. Allegedly, there's a section of the church known as the Chapel of the Tablet, which is said to house the Ark of the Covenant. The church goes back to the 4th century AD when the illustrious Ark was brought to Ethiopia by the son of the Queen of Sheba, and has remained there for the last 2,000 years. And despite the church having been destroyed and rebuilt a number of times, the Ark of the Covenant remains intact. The thing is, no one's ever seen the Ark, and only one person is allowed into the Chapel of the Tablet. But the catch? They're not allowed out. The Chapel of the Tablet is guarded by a single virgin sentinel who lives there. Also known as the Guardian of the Covenant, this sentinel guard was appointed by the previous after they died, and she will have to do the same thing in her last days on this earth. Number 13. Moscow Metro 2. Alright, say what you will about the Soviet Union, but it was an incredibly interesting time in both human and Russian history that gave way to no shortage of oddities, many of which will never be uncovered. But there's one in particular that's extra strange, the Moscow Metro 2. Built during the reign of Joseph Stalin, Moscow Metro 2 is a system of underground transportation in the event of a nuclear holocaust that never happened. This metro system connects important institutions like the Kremlin to the General Staff Academy, to the Vnukovo Airport, and could have been the perfect way for heads of state and military leaders to not only make quick escapes, but move about the cities completely undetected. There are so many general conspiracy theories surrounding secret underground government facilities and passages, and while many of them may be a bit too silly to be true, the Moscow Metro is very real and very off-limits. Not only this, but the Moscow Metro administration denies its very existence. In 1994, some urban explorers managed to find their way inside through less than legal means and confirmed everyone's suspicions. Now the only way down there is via a special pass, one that's not easily given out. Number 12. Pluto's Gate. Pluto's Gate in Turkey has been around since ancient times and gave the townsfolk the heebie-jeebies. No one dared enter because the story said that once you go inside, you never come out. And even today, no one's allowed inside. So what is exactly going on here? People have been employing tests here since the olden days, the first of which involved letting birds into Pluto's Gate to see what would happen. They all died almost immediately. Cut to modern times, though, where scientists can run less cruel experiments. And what made Pluto's Gate so deadly is the high concentration of CO2, enough to kill a human in a matter of minutes. The gas at Pluto's Gate dissipates during the day from the sun, but at night, when it's colder out, the CO2 becomes incredibly heavy in the air and pools up, making this one place you absolutely cannot visit. Number 11. Fort Knox. Fort Knox in the United States is home to more than half of the country's gold reserve, so it would make sense that it's in one of the most top-secret places in the world. And sure, you can see it from afar, but if you think you're getting anywhere near those grounds, you're sorely mistaken, because it's one of the most heavily guarded places in the world. Not even staff members have access to the vault itself. With the way that the vault of Fort Knox is set up, you'll need multiple combinations to get through to the mountains of gold, but each staff member has the combination to just one of the locks. So if they want to get in, they'll need to put their heads together and input the correct sequence of numbers to have a chance. Yeah, that's pretty secure. Then there's the building itself, which is completely impervious to attack. Fort Knox is made of concrete-lined granite, which is reinforced by steel, so it's not going anywhere. Number 10. Disney Club 33. There are people with year-round passes to Disney World that must have been there dozens upon dozens of times, and while they may think they've seen it all, they're dead wrong. Disney World is home to the top-secret Disney Club 33, an exclusive members-only club and the only part of the park that serves alcohol. The top-secret club was originally designed by none other than the man himself, Walt Disney, as a place to kick back, relax, and put his feet up at the end of a day, and even as a space to entertain some associates on occasion. Walt Disney died before the club had officially opened, but the show, as they say, must go on. The invitation-only club that is Disney Club 33 demands a $100,000 membership fee to start, and then another $30,000 a month to maintain your elite status. As you can imagine, members don't spread any information regarding the club to outsiders, so very little is known about it. Not even Mickey is a member. Number 9. Fukushima Exclusion Zone. While it may be an incredibly resilient country, Japan withstood more disasters than anyone should have to, with the Fukushima nuclear disaster being one of the worst. But the event also left behind what's known as the Fukushima Exclusion Zone, which is totally off-limits. The areas of Fukushima have become so irradiated that nothing and no one can survive there without the proper equipment, which is why the government made it illegal for anyone to tread into the now abandoned city. In 2016, though, one photographer took it upon themselves to sneak into the exclusion zone and show the world what was left, which was mostly abandoned homes, storefronts, and there were even boats that had made their way onto land during the tsunami. The only real signs of life here in the Fukushima exclusion zone are wild animals, either pets left behind or animals who found a piece of land undisturbed by humans, roaming freely and unknowingly subjecting themselves to the horrific levels of radiation that plague the region. Number 8. Bohemian Grove. While the idea of the political and economic elite having their own secret underground escapes and rituals may be equal parts outlandish and fun to think about, there is a place on Earth where that's actually the case. Bohemian Grove is one of the world's biggest mysteries, and it's very, very real. The Grove is in the woods of Monterey, California, where every year about 2,500 of the upper echelon of American society come to do who knows what. The event has been going on for nearly 200 years now, and only the most prominent and important figures in the world are invited. We're talking Nobel Prize winners, military officials, Ivy League university presidents, even politicians. These are the only people who know what goes on in there, and their lips are sealed. The annual event is strictly male only, with the only women in attendance being the ones working there catering to the debauchery